Hello guys, it's Xcel and welcome back to another top 10 list. In this list I will be covering Maddie, a well-known boss in the world of Block Story. She is one of the hardest bosses in the game and has a lot of mystery and lore about her. I often get a ton of questions asking about her secrets and helpful tips on how to kill her. So I provided a list of things you probably didn't know about Maddie. This list should provide you with random facts and helpful tips that might help you beat one of the hardest bosses in the game. However, I couldn't have made this list on my own. Shout out to Seyira for helping me put this list together. Not only did she do that, it's thanks to her that the Knight's music video became a thing. Without her, this video and the Knight's music video wouldn't exist. We have both spent hundreds of hours to figure out some of these interesting facts about Maddie, and we hope you enjoy what we have to show you. Here is number 10. Only one Maddie can spawn at once, but that doesn't mean the eyes won't spawn in if Maddie is already physically there. If you manage to capture Maddie, and you decide to place the spawner and set Maddie free, there is still a chance that the eyes that you would normally see before Maddie spawns in will appear as well. However, instead of another Maddie spawning in, the eyes just disappear and the Maddie that you've spawned out of the spawner will stay. This kind of makes you wonder if there are multiple Maddie out there, and if there is, just how many might there be, and how many of them are always watching you. It's pretty spooky to think about. Let's say you are a new player and happen to be unlucky enough to run into Maddie on your first night. You happen to be pretty close to the eyes, and you are worried about Maddie spawning in and killing you. You can actually avoid the boss from spawning in completely just by pausing the game. As soon as you notice the eyes, move where you are facing so the eyes appear in one of the corners of your game. You will need to do this so that you know she disappears for good. Once the eyes are in one of the corners of your game, open up the settings of your game. This will pause the game, and after a short period of time, the eyes will disappear without the actual boss spawning in. Once this happens, you can carry out your night without having to worry about Maddie spawning in and killing you. If you think sleeping through the night once you spot the red eyes will make Maddie go away, think again. The eyes will stay if the sun is out and Maddie will still spawn in. The sun doesn't burn her either, so you will still be up for a tough fight. If you are trying to avoid Maddie, sleeping once she is noticed will do nothing. The better options to avoid her would be to go in the opposite direction she is in, or listen to what I said earlier about pausing the game. Maddie moves faster than you can run, but there is a way around this. If you happen to be close by an ocean where she spawns, try to get Maddie in the ocean. Maddie moves slower in liquid than she does on air or land. Since she will be moving slower, this can make the fight much easier because you will be able to outrun her and land a few attacks from a distance or up close without having to worry about her flying after you at full speed. If you are a newer player, I would also recommend living in a place near an ocean just so that you can get Maddie to slow down. This tip goes out to players with weaker hardware. If your terrain settings are set to 3 or lower, you will not be able to see Maddie's body through glass. You can only see the eyes. However, if you have your terrain settings set to 4 or 5, you will be able to see Maddie's ghostly body through glass. This just goes to show you that placing windows in your house might not always help you when you're trying to spot Maddie, unless, of course, you want to see flying pepperoni. There are lots of different types of magic that can affect Maddie. However, what if I told you Maddie can also take damage from burning blocks or lava? This is a great way to kill Maddie from a distance. If Maddie happens to spawn in, you can light several trees on fire and have Maddie fly through them. Or if she spawns in the underworld, try to get her to fly through the burning blocks, or even better, try to get her to swim in lava. This will not only make her take damage, but she will also slow down as well, allowing her to be an easy target to hit. Just make sure you also land a few hits on Maddie when doing this, because if you just use the lava or burning blocks to kill her, it will not count as a kill, and she won't drop anything. There is something that people keep commenting about on my channel. They keep complaining that they have to kill Maddie 20 times in order to get the Maddie soul. This is particularly true. Killing Maddie 20 times gets you the recipe to make the soul. It doesn't give you the soul. Plus, every time you kill Maddie, there is a 10% chance she will drop her soul. It's not worth making the pet. Just look at this recipe. It's ridiculous. You're much better off killing Maddie over and over again until you get the soul. It's pretty obvious that Maddie goes through blocks, but what if I told you that you can trap her? That's right, there are actually some objects Maddie cannot go through. Items such as doors, fences, and stairs actually trap her and she will not go through these objects. Unless, of course, she teleports. So if you're worried about Maddie flying through your house, I would suggest placing fences around your house to keep Maddie out. Maddie is a lot more common now than what she used to be, and you can expect to see her a few times. So make sure you are prepared for her and guard your house with these objects. Also, I would suggest making some traps with these objects, so you can trap Maddie and use weapons such as the bow with magic arrows to easily hit her and kill her from a distance, without having to worry about running away from her or getting hit. Unlike a lot of other enemies in the game, the closer you are to Maddie, the more damage she will do. It might not be too noticeable, but Maddie has an area of effect when you are close by. Most people might not know this because Maddie doesn't attack the player unless she is literally right next to you, but if you happen to be close by Maddie and she attacks another creature or NPC, there is still a chance you will get hit. Although it might not be a very hard hit, she can still damage you from quite a distance away. So just remember to keep your distance from Maddie. Alright, this last one is going to sound insane. So if you are in the Block Story Discord, chances are you probably heard about a little competition that Seyira and I were having. The goal of this competition was to see who could one-shot Maddie first. The angelic swords are the best weapons to use against Maddie. The reason for that is because you're basically using 2 swords instead of 1, which means twice the damage at twice the speed. Keep in mind that every 20 skill points put into magic damage increases the elemental damage of the angelic swords by 1, so it would take a lot to one-shot Maddie. This took weeks to complete, and we both finished this competition on the same day, and Seyira was the winner by just an hour. Yeah. She's gonna rub that in my face for eternity. Anyway, we knew it would take a lot to one-shot Maddie, and after weeks of grinding, we finally found out the actual amount of magic damage you would need. The total number of magic damage you would need to one-shot Maddie is exactly 1,990 magic damage. With this in place, your final elemental with the angelic swords will be 100 damage. This is just enough to one-shot Maddie. If you are a dedicated player and are up to the task of nearly getting 2,000 skill points, which is roughly 50,000 diamonds, now you know how to one-shot Maddie. And there you have it, 10 unique facts you probably didn't know about Maddie. I hope these tips help players out with killing one of the strongest bosses in the game, or if you're a newer player, help you out with avoiding her. It took a while for both of us to discover these facts about her. We really hope you enjoyed this video that we put together for you all. What did you think of this list? What list should we create next? Let us know in the comment section below. Thank you so much, Seyira, for helping me out with this video, and we will see you in the next video. Goodbye.